Hey, how's it going? Boiled corruption.
What? Boiled corruption.
Yep. How's it
That's
going?
Justin Chaps.
Yep.
And I'm Ripple with it.
Yep. Oh yeah. I was gonna go live, but I seen you were. So down the street, might as well help record it too.
Why people are saying, yeah, let's do this for fun.
Let me tell you something. I've never heard one person in the department disagree that you're disabled. Just so you know, I'm just saying that. So I totally
I
believe you.
have a felony conviction for intentionally dragging my leg while being escorted out of the courthouse, claiming that it was resisting arrest.
Yeah,
Because they did not believe that I was disabled. The deputy stated that on the transcript.
that's not us, brother. I don't know. Yeah, that's not us. And I've never questioned the disability or ever heard anybody.
I still have a
just
felony
so you know.
conviction on my record.
Okay.
All my 2A rights stripped away.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Yeah.
There's injustice in this community.
Okay.
And everybody turning a blind eye to it is not cool.
Were you here to talk about something else as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
What else you got?
So, the case most recently here, I called in, it was April 16th, 2025.
Mm-hmm. You want me to hang on to this
Yeah,
for a second?
I'm
Okay.
turn this up for you.
Oh, okay.
That's a flash drive with video on it. So, Corey Parker picks up a cinder block and throws it at my boat dock and boat.
Okay.
I call and report it to the police. They come out, pretty much openly brags about doing it.
Okay.
Not only says, did he do it, he's gonna do it again.
Okay.
And that as soon as he gets me thrown in jail, that he's going to be tearing out my dock. Gets in my face, assault in front of your officers.
Oh, that was when the officers were there?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
this is on their body cam.
Yep, and this happened, this is April 3rd is when it happened, is that right? I see a date on here.
This is right now. I'm submitting this today, and that's a misprint. That should be June.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just make sure that's
Go
correct.
ahead. Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no problem.
That was a good catch.
So June 3rd, this all took place.
No, June 3rd, I'm dropping this off. That's all that was.
Oh, I got you. It's not, yeah.
From
it's
April 16th.
Gotcha, okay, so you're turning it in today, go ahead. Yeah, I'm with you.
That's gonna be the same on.
Okay.
I got it done. So,
So what, you want to tell me what happened in that case, I guess?
right, and that's what I'm saying is, the case has been closed.
Okay.
So, I complained initially when they sent Corporal Wolf out, because not only do I feel like he's been openly biased and discriminatory against me, but I had just days before received word back that he had been reprimanded due to one of the complaints that I had finally got around to file.
Okay.
So when they sent him out, I kind of said, we're going to send the same guy out that I just filed a complaint on the same case, to come out and field this newest complaint, and I asked if they would send somebody else out. They said no, they sent him back out.
Yeah.
So I asked if they would send the sergeant out. The sergeant came out with him. He says he's going to do the job the right way. I said whatever. I play the way I'm supposed to on my part.
Understood.
So we go down to examine the damage together and everything. On their running body cams, he openly admits to doing the damage. As a matter of fact, at one point, and this will come up here in a second, I hand you this one, he points down to a big hole that he had smashed into the concrete on my dock with a pickaxe, and says, yeah, and I did that right there too. And he looks at your officer and says, what are you going to do about it?
Okay.
Apparently the answer is nothing. Apparently the answer is close the case.
Do you know if it went over to the prosecutor's office? Any idea?
It says case closed.
Well, I know, but it could go over there and come back and be closed after it goes over there. Do you know if it went to the prosecutor's office and what they did with it, if it did go? So you have no idea?
No, well,
Okay.
if I have any example here, from May 13th of 24, that was when he did the openly swinging a pickaxe and smashing through the concrete, digging out all the landscaping and everything like this. I reported that, and your officers told me, and I have all this recorded, I can give you the videos or anything.
Yeah.
Your officers told me, they said, we are turning this report over to the prosecutor's office, and we are requesting charges.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And he confessed to him right on the body cams. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I can do it. What are you going to do to stop me? And they said, unfortunately, sorry. I said, Dave Gilbert came back to us and said that there's no proof that when he did the damage, that he understood that it wasn't his property.
Yeah, what can I say?
For that one. Somebody will look at that case right now if you don't care.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and hand this over to you. This is the video of the incident. Right here along with it, that's where I came.
Does this have the report number on it?
Yes, yes.
This is from,
That's not the 3097, that's the
this is 406.
Yes.
Are you sure, hang on, are you sure? This is case number 24. Was it last year? 406, which was last year.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
This was last year?
One of the two that are covered.
Okay, the one I'm referring to is the one where you're saying that. Big axe where they damaged your dock, that's this, so that was last year, early last year. Okay, I just wanna make sure. 24-406. Okay.
And this one was from jail, like NDO, you mentioned Department of Corrections, assault. So this video came from, text flash drive contains evidence that supports NDOP assault.
Should be a P.
NDOP. Justin? Help me out here.
Alright, I think, we all have one. This is the assault.
NDOP.
Okay, I'm like, Department of Corrections, okay.
This is instruction on the top.
The DOC assault.
NDOP again. So this is the same incident.
No, two separate incidents. But there's actually,
What's this one from then? No, but what's the NDOP on this thing, the assault and everything?
you picked up a cinder block
That's when you threw that.
threw it into my boat dock and boat.
But that's, and you're not sure if this one went over here?
They never responded back.
You
They
wanna
closed the case without saying anything.
Okay. You have,
That's-
before you go back, do you have
for-
any other complaint numbers that you'd like us to take a look at?
This is the damage estimate for the earlier May 13th of
Was this
24.
provided to the officer at the time?
They told me not to bother, that they weren't prosecuted.
Okay.
It said that Dave Gilbert had determined that he couldn't prove that he knew he wasn't destroying his own property.
Okay.
After 4 years straight of being on TV, still nobody
I
can.
understand what you're saying. Let him check real quick so we can I know that lobby's been closed for a little while now, so I don't wanna.
And it's a copy of my deed, title, and plat map on the back.
Yeah, I have
Noted the rights.
About that, that's your doc, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I just wanna add it to the evidence, only because
No,
I'm
this is for me.
charges.
This is for me, okay. I wanted to make sure that you didn't
Yeah,
need this,
but-
because I understand that that's your doc and you're, I get it.
And I want that added into the evidence on the case.
Okay. I know
And
this
I've
was,
been repeatedly accused of faking a disability,
Yeah.
and I want that. Apparently, the disability letter from the disability folks don't cut it, or from the doctor, so.
Yeah, I hope you don't, well, you might think it, because I know you don't know what to think, or what to believe, or who to trust, or whatever, I'm sure, went into your position, but I'm telling you, no one at this department that I've ever heard has questioned anything about your disability. Not even once. Not even like, I bet that's some bullshit. Nothing. Seriously. I'm keeping it real with you, man. No one has ever questioned.
Lieutenant Wolf was just brought
Well,
up
he's not-
on, or not a
Officer.
lieutenant, Corporal Wolf was
Yep.
just brought up on reprimand for standing for 45 minutes and calling me a liar about my disability.
What the reprimand say? Did he?
Was
Did he
acting
say-
inappropriately, yeah, he
Okay.
was acting out of departmental policy. He stood on video,
And
for anybody
yeah.
to see, and for 45 minutes stood there and berated me.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Is that on your channel?
Yeah,
Yeah, I should take a look at that. I haven't seen that. I didn't know that.
yeah, him with two officers on each side, with an officer on each side, LaValle and another young
He
lady.
flat out said, "You're not disabled. Nice try." You're lying.
Absolutely, called me everything but a Christian.
Jeez, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. That's then he should have gotten in trouble. So yeah, I'm glad I got taken care of at least for it. In
Yeah,
that-
the,
in
the,
that
the whole,
regard.
the whole thing was, there is a ongoing continuation of the lawfare.
Mhm.
I had walked into the township office because this is exactly the course of events. I went to a township meeting and I said, okay, I've been having a problem with my neighbor harassing and stalking me. I've been reporting it to the police. They're not doing it. I said,
How long was this?
this was in 22.
Okay.
And I said, I want to complain. This is the police department that we're contracting with.
Yeah.
And they're not performing their duty.
Yep. And this was all over. This was when the doc thing started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joni Jones, who was supervisor at the time, publicly condemned me, publicly chastised me, and said I was just looking for attention. That if I was serious, I would come during office hours and address it during office hours. Come to her and not at a public meeting.
Okay.
And I thought, you don't come and say it at public comment time, okay, well,
I mean, you're able to, obviously, you know that, so yeah.
so I said, the next time the office was open was a Monday.
Yeah.
I came Monday to the office. I thought, should be on the safe side. And I live recorded from the time I got out of the meeting.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I said, hey, I'd like to speak with Joni Jones about my, complaint about the officer situation. And
Yeah.
they said, oh, she's in a meeting. I said, okay. And while I was trying to set up an appointment then, I said, well, can I make an appointment? I said, well, yeah, we'll check and see what we can do. And then she came out and started yelling at me.
Like trying to get you to leave the building or something, or
Just came out and started telling me she didn't appreciate me, that, if she did have a meeting with me, it was never gonna be recorded, and, and
Oh, okay.
they were lying about her being in a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
They were just trying to kick me out and not deal with it.
Yeah.
And, which was fine. I was polite. I took my appointment card. Thank you very much. I'll come back for my appointment time.
Did you ever get your appointment?
Well, it was kind of hard to, because I was beset with lawfare constantly after that point. As a matter of fact, I couldn't leave the parking lot before Corporal Wolf and 2 Battle Creek officers showed up, told me I was detained. And then I said, well, what for? They said, because you were in there threatening, harassing, and intimidating a group full of scared women.
No, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And I said, well,
Did anything happen with that? Did something happen with that?
yeah, he got reprimanded. He got
for
reprimanded
that.
when I finally was able to issue a complaint. But man, this is the main worst of it. I finally had a lull for 5 seconds earlier this year
Yeah.
to be able to make that complaint. I've been constant court cases, constant attorney, constant consultants,
Do you have any
nonstop.
more going on right now?
Oh yeah, I got court Thursday, I got court on the 11th, I got court on the 16th,
All
and
for
that's just what's set so far.
All for different stuff?
No, all for this, man. All for this.
All right, go ahead and listen.
Mr. Schatz, here's what I found. So, this report number, case number that you have written down is a lost property report for 54 Fremont Street.
That's the report number that they gave me when I called in today and gave them this date, and I have it recorded.
And
If
on
you
the
just-
MDOP, it says it was closed, no damage estimate was provided. That was on the 9th of May. The incident occurred on the 17th of April. Our policy is policy estimate is required within 10 days for us to proceed. Or the damage estimate.
Okay, I still want these cases to be reopened
Okay.
and this to be investigated, and
I'm keeping all the paperwork too, so
Yeah.
we'll keep it all
Okay.
covered. Okay, so is that, for the pickaxe, which one is that for? The cinder block
that's
or
for
the
both.
pick?
So-
There's one for both.
No, I know, but I'm talking about the one where you didn't provide the estimate on time. Is that for the pickaxe or for the, do you remember, do you know what that one was?
That's for the MDOP.
For the cinder block?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one they closed before I had a chance to get to it. Told me
Okay.
not to bother.
That's the MDOP.
They're both malicious destruction,
Okay,
and
yeah.
they're both felony amounts, if you
Yeah.
look at the estimates.
Okay, yeah, we will,
We're ignoring felony crimes over and over again for the same
well,
individual.
the one Gilbert, you said the prosecutor's office denied, right? So that's kind of way out of our hands, like way. So if you wanted to address that with that.
I have on video, and not only do I have it on video, but I had an elder from my church came and testified in that court that he was standing witness present when Corey Parker broke and entered my home and threatened to assault me. I reported it to Corporal Wolf. Corporal Wolf buried the report and never reported it.
But
That's for home invasion.
But it went to court, right?
No, I had that testimony given at another hearing so that it could be on the record, because Dave Gilbert is shielding him from prosecution.
Okay, do you have the complaint number for that? I'd be curious to see what that was.
I was never given a complaint number for it.
Or a date that it.
I have a video of me and Corporal Wolf.
If you would like to provide a date that
You
occurred,
know,
I'd be curious.
it goes on and on.
Well, I know there's a lot going on with that. Believe me, I know there's a lot going on with you and a lot of with law enforcement and stuff like that. There's no reason to like debate or argue how much is going on. I know there's a lot going on, but I want to make sure we do you right. If you have damage to your property and you just didn't give us the estimate in time for us to close it out, then we'll submit it with the estimate.
The estimates are dated. I got them back as soon as the professionals were able to get the
That's fine.
estimates back to me. I
Sometimes-
can't make them do
Hey,
that.
you're right. Sometimes it's later than 10 days, right? So that's no problem.
I mean,
We'll
if
get
somebody
some-
wants to call Pine Lake Boat and Motor and say, hey, why couldn't you get an estimate faster on a 1988 pontoon boat?
Not that serious, all right? Yeah, not that serious. We can submit it with a follow-up and say, hey, the estimate's completed, resubmit the complaint, boom, that's it. And then it's gonna be up to them. They're gonna say, they can make their decision just like Gilbert made his decision before, right? So, that's, once we provide all the evidence to them and the information that we have, it's on them. You know how it works by now. So then they can make their decision, whatever that ends up being. And then it's not our job to argue that with them. You know, that's not how it goes.
Why does this never go to the city prosecutor?
Because they're state charges.
Their state charge.
Yeah, we send state charges to the county, city charges go to the city.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So it's through Dave Gilbert no matter what.
Well, the prosecutor's office, yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying he's never gonna do the wrong thing, the right thing, whatever. I don't judge what they do, all right? It's their job and not mine. So it's their job to look at all the evidence. If it's something they think they can prove in court, then they proceed with it. Believe me, it's not just you. We get denials on all kinds of stuff, all across the city and kind of everywhere. So, I mean, we submit stuff all the time that gets denied.
Well, I don't mind telling you that I have recorded, and I'm not gonna give names because that's not a cool thing to do in this situation.
Yeah.
I have recorded an officer from a neighboring department. Somehow, I don't know how he would know this, but knowing that the policy dictated to Battle Creek Police Department was that any time that they come out to a call for Justin shots at Wallbaston Lake, that there were never to be any charges submitted against Corey Parker or Deborah Garland, and if they could find any grounds whatsoever to put a violation on Justin Shots to do that. I don't know how an officer in an outside department would know something like that.
Well, they probably know officers that work here, 100%, right? Now, I can tell you that's almost laughable. It seriously is.
It's been the 4-year history. It's been the factual
I'd be
record for
interested
4
to
years.
know what agency at least that came from.
He cut me up with a weed whacker on video
Yeah, what neighboring
while he
agency
was on a personal protection order.
What neighboring agency was that?
You don't have to name it.
Yeah.
Officer, deputy, or any trooper or anything like that.
We'll say it's west of here. And that's as much as I'm gonna say.
Okay. I don't know what that information is. I'm telling you, I've never heard that before. And believe me, if anybody here actually went by that or abided by that order or whatever you're saying, or whatever you said it was, they would be fired. That's like totally not.
How
their
has he
job.
never been charged?
Who?
Corey Parker. You know, this
You
isn't just
can't
me.
ask-
We had
you can't
people,
ask- there's no
we
way I can
had
answer that
people
question.
just paid near $1 million for a house out there. And he's already on a protection order against them for threatening to kill the man and his wife and his
Oh, really?
dog.
I haven't heard about that.
Repeatedly. No charges on him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm not questioning you, but I know that weren't sure if things maybe went over to the prosecutor's office and came back. So are you sure
There's
that
an
no one said
active
charges?
PPO. I can call the neighbors right now, you can talk to them.
Right, so something did happen.
Yeah,
There's a PPO.
and not only that, they couldn't get Battle Creek to prosecute him. They called the DNR because he actually paddled a kayak down the creek to access their property where this new man that bought property there was hunting. And to start screaming and waving his arms and oars in the air and everything, screaming, "Get away, birds, get away!" and trying to act like a lunatic harassing the hunters.
So it was that was probably more of a DNR thing. I know the DNR has more things, they would deal with that and we would not, so.
No charges.
I can't speak for any other agencies, man, I just can't. There's no way, and you know I can't
The
speak for that.
charges are, if they're submitted, go to the prosecutor. We have no say in his decision on that.
I'm not blaming him.
Yeah, I know you're.
I'm presenting the evidence as
Yeah.
fast as I can.
Yeah.
I'm wading through the lawfare
Yeah.
as well as I can.
Yeah.
And getting it presented.
Your frustration, I get, your struggle, you know, there's a struggle here, right?
Well, it's like, watch that last video.
Hang on,
Watch
okay.
just that last
Just
video.
hang on a second, okay? We
Yes, sir.
been fair,
I'm
we've
sorry.
listened
I'm
to you,
sorry.
okay?
I'm sorry.
So, your concerns are going to be better dealt with from the prosecutor. I can't answer for them. Lieutenant can't answer for them. Our chief can't answer for them.
I get it, he's dirty.
Once the decision is, once the documents go there, the information is provided, they make their decision, we're the middleman.
Okay, but,
Okay, we are the ones to look at the incident, pass the information on, use our best judgment to determine whether or not, okay, again, use our best judgment to sort out the facts, what's factual, what statements are made, include all the information in the report, send that to the prosecutor's office, and let them make a decision.
alright, but The whole reason Dave Gilbert is after me is because I exposed him stealing public beachfront at St. Mary's Lake. I went out with a video camera crew, other reporters, to try and access the public lake from public property, and Battle Creek Police Department sent a dragnet of officers out, like that we were robbing a bank.
When did that happen, Justin?
Oh, it's on video. I'll get you the date if you want the date. It's on video because James Freeman was here and Josh Abrams was here.
I'm gonna wrap this up, bud, real quick, okay? Can you please, Lieutenant Gensch, all right, I think we've talked before a couple different times. Can you please provide me a date of the home invasion thing that you said took place? Because I'm curious, I'm gonna look into that for you.
Absolutely.
We're gonna submit this MDOP over for you, because now we have the estimate now, okay? Well, I'm not saying, well, we're not gonna submit it, sorry, you're out of luck, 10 days, right? That doesn't work that way. You provided it to us. Hang on. We're gonna submit that over for you, all right? Then it's gonna be on them. If there's enough evidence to prove that we think that there's that he caused that damage, they'll authorize a warrant for his arrest for the MDOP. If they don't, then you know what happens. It's gonna be a denial and it's gonna be closed out. That's all we can do. And I know you're frustrated, and I wish I could tell you something that made you all happy before you left here, but it's not gonna happen, all right? We'll do our best to make sure everything is done correctly, and that you are, that we do the best we can for you. That's all we can do, man.
I'm trying to fairly, only make sure that I'm trying to get you to feel the stuff that's specific to the police department. I'm talking about stuff like Corporal Wolf initiated a complaint against me because I made a YouTube video in which I said, I'm gonna be back, both barrels blazing.
Mm-hmm.
And he initiated a complaint against me that I was making threatening remarks and comments, like that wasn't an expression that people use in speech.
Do you know for a fact that he initiated that and it was initiated by somebody else who saw that video?
Yes.
How do you know that?
I was told that he was the complainant.
Told by who?
The probation officer.
The probation officer?
Yes.
He's probably the one that did the report. But to say that an officer saw it and decided to take it upon himself to say that somebody else felt threatened because of your video, it doesn't work that way. So I just want to make sure that you kind of know exactly what's going on.
He wouldn't investigate that. He wouldn't submit that charge.
I'd be sure interested and would publish the results for you to tell me there was another complainant besides him.
Yeah, I don't know if did you FOIA that whole report?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, well then it's going to all be in there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be Superman here. I've got a whole stack of reports.
I just know how we operate as a police department, okay? And we don't operate like that. So that would totally shock me. So I would just read that report again and kind of look and see exactly who made that report, who made that complaint.
Okay.
Okay? That's all. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Maybe you're right. I don't know. If you're right, I'd be surprised.
His name's going to be in the report.
Yeah.
You need to look at who the investigating officer is on that report.
And who the complainant was, if there's a victim, all of that stuff in the name file and everything. So, there's a lot to look at, but I know that you know how to weed through all that stuff because you probably looked at a lot of it. So, just do me a favor.
I have Corporal Wolf on video while Corey has an active PPO out.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out, he blocks my vehicle as I'm trying to drive down the road, stands in front of it, pounds on my hood, tries to get me to get out of the vehicle and fist fight. I'm sitting there watching, looking at Corporal Wolf from a few feet away, looking at us. He's doing nothing. I sit there and start laying on my horn. He's looking right at us, doing nothing, looking,
What was the outcome of that?
When he finally moved from in front of the vehicle, I drove over, still all on video, and say, hey, Corporal Wolf, you're not going to do anything about him violating the personal protection order like that? And he smiles and laughs and goes, no, I must have been looking the other way. I said, you didn't hear me laying on my horn? He goes, oh, no.
What date was that?
I'll get you the video. It's all posted on 68 Shots on YouTube. You can go look at it. Thank you, sir.
That's I do.
It's anagrammable.
That's pretty sweet. Nice. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I know it's probably not much we can do for you, so I'm not saying you have to be satisfied, but are you okay with what you
Man, I think you all are fantastic and wonderful. I think 99% of every interaction I have with Battle Creek Police is straight stuff, and I don't think most cops support corruption and bias and things like this, and I don't think they want to be associated with it, but I'm unable to wade through getting any justice in this situation. I'm getting totally buried for having used my First Amendment rights, for having spoke up about some stuff and put some stuff on video, and I'm getting buried for it. As a matter of fact, they told me, these crooked people told me at this township, when I brought it up innocently the first time, I said, well, we should be doing something with this beachfront here, because I was on the planning commission.
Yeah.
And they said, you ever bring that up again, Dave Gilbert and Joni Jones will bury you. And I'm like, what? You know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is what buried and buried is.
Well, let's see if we can turn it around for you. We'll submit this stuff over, we'll look into some stuff, let me know what that date is on that home invasion, and then we'll take it from there. We'll do the
I
rest
will
of it.
absolutely do it, and I mark my words, that's on court transcript. Mark McLeod has already
How you
come and
doing?
testified in court today.
Oh, thank you.
That's right.
God bless y'all. Stay safe.
All right, guys. Yeah,
Thank you.
very much. Always have a good day.
Have a good day.
You too. Hopefully we get some better summer days
I was
too.
gonna say enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
At least it was hot out today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Go around the corner with no wind.
How you doing, Justin? Boiled corruption.
coming out here.
Got
Boiled Corruption on YouTube, y'all.
I didn't go
Like
live
and
because
subscribe.
it was really bad in there. Probably people were telling the reception and everything. So I just went static.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. Boiled Corruption. Make sure you go out and check his stuff out. There's 51 people on here right now.
All
Down from
right.
57. So he's going to kind of recap that real quick, so don't go anywhere. We're just getting
Get out of
up
the
here
wind.
to the wind. Because it's really windy.
It sounded like fair weather. Oh, we'll look into it. Brush off.
I'm
Says-
using the windscreen though, so maybe it'll help a little.
They say you need a few subs.
Oh
Trying to
yeah.
Get you some subs. How many you got?
I think like 1,000 barely.
1,000? No, that's good.
Yeah, because
I
I
didn't
was
know
out
what they were
there
talking about.
with Freeman and Josh Abrams before, you know.
Really?
That one got me a bunch.
Huh.
I haven't been doing much because anything, you know. You say the wrong thing, you spend the night in the pokey, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You're
that's
very welcome,
exactly
Will.
it. Oh, even right now, here's a big thing for people to realize. I've got to be frantic and make sure that I report myself to the probation department now for having talked to a police officer.
Yeah.
Not because I had
Yeah.
some police action
Hey,
against
what's up?
me or anything, but just because I was in the presence of a police officer.
That we have to retroact your own, you know, non-complaint to make sure when it is a complaint.
I just want to say that his probation officer really likes him.
Right.
Yeah, and it
Well,
just,
because he knows he's right.
yeah, well, that's just the thing, you know, is there's got to be some point at which the people in the system stand up and say, this isn't right. And they start, you know, it's not to say that they can lock the doors on the building that day and say, I'm shutting this corruption down, you know, but they can put a report in. They can submit something.
Yeah, we were just at the police station. Justin was talking. He's about, we're getting out of the wind over here. And then he's going to speak live.
Any landing you can walk away from.
We were let out the building. Did the stream die? No. Why?
I noticed, wasn't it Wolf that was drunk driving?
No, that was
Martin and
I'll tell you one thing I wanted to go unnoticed see how the search kind of get all that stuff back. So yeah, we have a policy to close the case if that's what it is. Sorry, it looks like you got away with those crimes. You didn't get enough background.
seen them like that, pistol grip. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I just took it off my mirror, you know. Yeah, I just hooked on the mirror right because I don't have a dash cam.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna head back too, you know. I'm gonna make sure I see you live, and I'm like, this right, you know,
Yeah,
so I go
for
down,
sure.
be an extra
Awesome.
camera.
Yeah.
And it kind of made them look around.
I think it
Yeah,
did. I
yeah,
think
yeah, it was
really
awesome.
added too, man.
Yeah, it
All right.
was really awesome.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, run my plate.